What's up, guys? Tambo here with your Week 3 core report. It was another huge week for Run Pure members, as once again, our logos were all over the leaderboard. I myself actually kicked things off, hitting for $38K on the Thursday NFL Showdown slate, and then once again with another $35K on the PGA slate for President's Cup. You can catch all my core plays and attack plan for every NFL slate, as well as for PGA, available to premium members on runpuresports.com. You Kill Bill Walsh followed up, nailing his CFP core plays for the second week in a row. Shout out to GoBoys18 for hitting over $7,500 on the Friday DK CFP slate. On the NFL main slate, the man shipped big yet again with a $105,000 hit on DraftKings. But once again, it was one of Big T's cores that broke the slate on Monday Night Football. Big T made the unique call of plugging kicker Graham Gano in at captain, opening up salary to load up on studs for a projected low total game. Tony actually called his shot earlier in the day on our free NFL Showdown show.
What does a kicker have to score to get you there if you play him in the captain, Tony?
I mean, I think to like full ship, you would need 5+ field goals. But in a game like this, you could get 5+ field goals.
By the way, if you're not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, what the hell are you thinking? It's free. Just click the red subscribe button on our channel or the bottom right corner of our videos. Big T's strategy paid off big time, shipping literally all the money on DraftKings. Tony won over $280K himself, but he was not alone. RPS members chopped the top prize in the DraftKings Millie Maker, including JCOM turned $70 into $7K. Derek Bowe turned $45 into over $10K. B-Wall05 did the exact same thing. BP Conceit turned $90 into over $10K. Jeffy B123, Noon7, MBY Littell 1928, Armed Rodgery, Hard Work 24/7, and DSF Dom all joined in, hitting over $10K each. Jay Gingery turned $245 into over $12K. Gators S070, Master 24, and APOC 14 hit for $13K each. Guy Nation Matt Guy shipped over $20,000. Taylor Made himself hit for $20,000 as well. Uncle T even got in on the action, shipping over $27,000. And Rubio's core plays and playbook nailed the game script too, and he joined in on the fun, hitting for over $19,000 himself. I cannot stress enough the benefits of being a member at Run Pure Sports. All it takes is one night like this, and it can set you up for the entire season. And we give you guys the tools and content to make it happen. Head on over to runpuresports.com to check out all our premium options, including SaberSim packages, and we'll see your screenshots in the Discord soon. Until next week, good luck in your contest, and let's keep running pure.
What is up? Apparently, we're doing a free show for you. So we're going to take it out of our pants. We're going to throw it down on the ground. We're going to let you know that Run Pure absolutely dominated last night's Showdown slate. Congratulations, Big T. You know that you don't get one from me unless you hit for 100K. Actually, now we're going to bump that up. You don't hit for $250,000. You don't get a congratulations. Well, last night, DC and title, last night, the T Grande hit for 280K. We're going to do members never win right off the top because that's just the big guy. And we got to talk about all the members that ended up cashing huge bucks last night. I mean, it was a monster night. This is going to happen 2-3 times a year. It happens it's going to happen again this season. So if you're not part of RPS, get over there at runpuresports.com. Let's do members never win. Then we'll do a baseball show. Big T hitting for 280K. ESPN 24 hours, over 7,000. JCOM turned his $70 into $7,000. We got Derek Baugh and B Walsh, $45 into over $10,000. These dudes are playing my bankroll and cashing for 5 figures. BP Concy, $90. You got 10,000 back. What a night. Jeffy B123, Newen 7, MVY Lettle 1928. You got to change your name, dude, but you hit, so good job. Armed Rodgery, brilliant. Hard Work 247 DFS Dom, all 10,000 plus. Jay Gingery, Or is it Gendry? I wonder if he's a redhead. $245, $12,000. Gators, Master, APAC, $13K each. This is just last night, people. Just last night. All you had to do is be a subscriber. Look at the core pages. It wasn't very tough. Gators, Master, APAC, $13K. Guy Nation, Matt Guy, $20K. TaylorMade, $20K. Rubio, $19K. Lost to Tony, still was happy. Uncle T, $27,000. Boys, the hell of a showdown slate last night. We'll try and win you some money here on baseball. I'm not going to promise you anything, but it seems like what we have, like $500,000 of winners last night, guys. What a night.
Yeah, I got to say, first of all, congratulations to Big T, to all the members that won. Just awesome stuff. I've been diving into the MME, the Showdown slates. I played 150 in there. And what's funny is I was on a lot of the same plays. I made one mistake, which is not follow Big T's core captain kicker play, which I think if I would have included that, just allowed it to be in my script, I think I would have joined what seemed like how many people even ended up getting that share, that 10K first prize. Just incredible. And the crazy thing about it was it's just one of the most impressive wins, just the whole package of it from Big T, right? Where he drops that core in, puts the kicker in a captain, takes so many members with him to giant 10K cashes, which he also gets a share of himself. But then he's got that core that led everybody to the big win in the big stuff, in single entry stuff. He hits the nuts and just ships it all. It's like normally I could see Big T being like a little upset. He's got to share that 10K first place prize in the big showdown with everybody, but it didn't matter because he shipped all these things all by himself as well. So just really, really cool to see Big T take so many people with him. I mean, what can you do at this point, Tyler? You tip your cap and then you keep working and try to get better. And we want to deliver that stuff too. So I think, it's one of the great things about RPS. Everybody's rooting for each other. I see people on Twitter sometimes saying, oh, we don't, you're not actually rooting for other people. Absolutely. I am. I think everybody here really does pull for members, pull for each other, and just really, really cool to see. So congratulations to everybody. One of my favorite nights in DFS, and I didn't even get to share in the spoils, but it was just that fun to see.
Yeah, Tony's the best. He doesn't like to say it, and he crushes JJ for saying he doesn't give himself enough props. Tony needs to just come out and say he's the best in the world right now, because he is. We got the best DFS player in the world right now, and that's why the site is chugging, man. So you could be dumb and win a ton of money. It's not going to happen every night. It's not going to happen every single week, but it's bound to happen here at RPS. Title, how are you, buddy? How'd things go last night? Got a little baseball today, 8 more days, and then it's the playoffs. Thank God.
Yeah, DC hit. Last night for myself individually, I lost money. But, how could you be mad at the end of the day? It was, a smile was on my face for hours. Members, if you go in Discord after the game ended, it was literally screenshot. And a lot of them, $40, $10K, $50, $10K, $200, $40. It's unbelievable. And we've had a couple nights like that at RPS. Big T, the man, the $1 million, then he wins the baseball championship, then he's 250 stacks. And not even just the money and all that together. Big T, a great person himself. Look at him in the YouTube chat right now. Casey Henry in chat said, if I win, it's the first thing I'm going to do is become a member. I don't have the money right now. Big T goes, Casey Henry, send me a DM on Twitter. I got you a free month. Look at that. Very few people are going to do that. That's just who Big T is. Crazy. Awesome stuff to Big T. And like DC said, not only people 150 max, easy to win. First of all, it's not easy to win anything. You could have 1,000 lineups and it's very hard to win. But he had the Stones in a single entry main team that he put in the luxury box. He shifts the queue, kicker captain. It's just, there's not too many words to say. So unbelievable stuff. Big T, big congrats as always, all the members. Baseball, though, that's what we do. NFL, we shipped it yesterday. Big T's cores and all the player pool, all that up on the site. Big 12-game slate today. Pretty interesting one as well. So I'm excited to dive in, talk some baseball. Baseball's still going on. Postseason right around the corner. NHL, NBA coming up. Great time to be a sports fan. My favorite time of the year right now.
What is interesting about this slate? And I'm not saying it's not interesting. You said it was interesting, though. What's interesting about it?
I think there's a lot of interesting pitchers and a lot of options you can go to in all price tiers. The cheaper option or cheaper pitching, especially if you look at the difference between FanDuel and DraftKings, guys like Sandoval, expensive on FanDuel. He's cheap on DK. I think he makes a lot of sense. And there's Robbie Ray. I think he's going to be very popular on this slate, but there's so many other pivots off of him. Carlos Carrasco, I think, is in a solid spot. Blake Snell's on the slate against the Dodgers. Lance Lynn's right up in the top range. Then if you go down too by the Patrick Sandoval price, Logan Webb sitting there at 7.2K, Bailey Ober at 6.7. I just think there's so many options. A lot more options at pitching that I'm interested in than I am at hitting. Hitting, I think there's 2 clear spots on this slate that I think will get some ownership, but there is some other options that you can go to. But pitching's the big thing that stands out. Multiple price ranges. I think there's a lot of options you can go to. So 12 games, I think it's a good slate.
Robbie Ray is back, DC, after yesterday getting kicked out of a game before it started for just standing there and doing the stare down at the national anthem, which is completely asinine. But listen, he won that. For that reason alone, DC, I got to play Robbie Ray tonight.
I didn't even know that. I don't.
Oh, you didn't see that? Oh my God, it was.
I didn't know that either.
So they're standing out. You know how these guys do this. And finally, the umpire goes over to whoever was doing against Ray. I don't remember who it was, and he's like, "Get out of here!" And the guys are like, "They're just not moving. They're standing there. Go look it up while I'm talking." They're standing there, and the umpire says, "Fuck it, you're done, and you're done too. Get out of here, both of you guys." So Robbie Ray got kicked out of the game before it started. He wasn't doing it. He had nothing to lose. Fascinating night last night.
That's interesting. It almost makes me worried. Is like the umpire crew gonna get back at him on this one? Give him a tight zone up there.
They know he's a dumbass.
Because I do like Robbie Ray. We've talked about it, all year long. Just a different pitcher when he's at home. That was a different series, I think, yesterday. So it should be good here. But I love Robbie Ray tonight, and I do think these last few days, this last week of baseball, like, such a long season, and for the vast majority of the year, you don't have to have really any idea who's in first place, who's in last place. It's just every pitcher, they get their 90 to 100 pitches. This is like the one time though where some teams are fighting for the playoffs, some teams are playing out the spring. We're seeing pitchers who are pitching well and healthy sometimes get pulled after 5 innings and 60 pitches. So there is stuff to pay attention to there that people that are making lineups, I see people making mistakes and playing guys that I'm like, I don't really think he was in play. He's going to come out of the game too early, things like that. So I do think there's a little bit of an edge there. And I'm a title. I think this is a pretty fun slate in general.
All right. So I just threw it in the live show chat. It was Luke Weaver and Robbie Ray. And Robbie Ray, by the way, is fat. That dude looks like he just had a baby. Like everything's all just disgusting. It's hanging down.
Lamar fat?
No, like fatter. Like he looks, I'm telling you, like, I don't know if you've ever seen a woman that gave birth like 2 weeks ago, but all that skin's just flapping down. That's what he looks like. It's gross. So let's get into this slate here. Do we start, DC? Do we start with Robbie Ray right away? Is this the guy to go to at 10-3 on DK?
Yeah, you certainly can. He's not my favorite pitcher on this slate, but he is close to it. The guys below him, so Zach Wheeler coming back. He's just pitched the one time, I think, so far, back from injury. He only threw 58 pitches in that one. I think he's going to get up. 70 to 80, I think was the pitch count for him. So he's kind of off the table. I still don't. Blake Snell's been awesome, but I still don't really want to roster a pitcher against the Dodgers, frankly. And then, Carrasco, I think is okay. But Ray at home, high strikeout matchup against Texas. And Seattle's still fighting, right? They are a team that's still in the hunt, in the playoff hunt. And so I do think we'll see Ray, get out there for 100 pitches as long as he's going well. One of the few pitchers today going that you can kind of rely on for, to work deep into this game. The strikeouts have been there all year. I do think he is a good way to start your lineup. I do think he'll be the most popular pitcher on the slate. So it's important to know that going in.
What do you think here, Title? Let's go down from top to bottom, starting pitching this evening. Is Robbie Ray going to anchor the lineup? Are you going elsewhere? Is there a little Lance Lynn love? Some Carlos Carrasco's? What do you got?
Yeah, so I think Robbie Ray and Patrick Sandoval is going to be the chalk pairing. I usually don't like playing the two chalky pitchers together, especially because one of my favorite stacks, they're not going to be high on or really high on. I think bats are kind of spread out when it comes to stacks, but they are one of the higher owned offenses on the slate. So I don't want to pair the two chalkiest pitchers. I like Patrick Sandoval, that price tag at 6.9K. I just cannot ignore. And I think there's other options in the upper tier that you can pivot off of. So no, I'm not going to say anything bad about Robbie Ray. Like if he's on the optimal, it's going to be the highest owned pitcher, the second highest, one of the two. But I think there's other pivots you can get away from. I prefer Patrick Sandoval. So the pivots I like in the upper tier, I agree with DC. You can't go to Wheeler with the pitch counts. I'm not picking on the Dodgers. Dodgers rolled out a good lineup too. So no Blake Snell for me. Then it comes down to Lance Lynn. And I think he gets a little overlooked on the slate. Yeah. The weather across the whole country, it's cold everywhere. I'm not worried about this Twins team. You look at his K prop, 6.5, some juice on the over, which is Robbie Ray has more juice on the over, but also sitting at 6.5. And man, he just has the swing and miss stuff against this Minnesota team that has burned us pretty much all year. 9.5K. I saw him in DC's core as well. If you're not a member, I just gave you a little freebie that gave me a little extra nudge. I was debating between him and Carlos Carrasco. And I like Carlos Carrasco against Miami, who I'm also not worried about at all. K prop 5.5. He has a pitcher's umpire, whereas Lance Lynn has a hitter's umpire behind the dish. Wasn't enough for me to go Carrasco or Lance Lynn, but that was the two debates for me. I think they're the my two favorite pivots off of Robbie Ray up top. I think the Minnesota team has a lot of strikeouts there. I just think Lance Lynn has a little more upside right now at 9.5K. So he's my favorite. Or Robbie Ray, he's my favorite pivot off of Robbie Ray. I'm playing Patrick Sandoval. Guys like Logan Webb down there at 7.2K. He might get some ownership because I'm skipping. I'm not playing Mikolas. I'm not playing Waka. You can make a case for Luis Garcia. I'll let DC talk about him. I think he's interesting at 8.1K, but I'm going to try and get up to Lance Lynn. I'm going to try and get up to Carrasco. He would be the guy at 8.1K, not playing Nikola, Stroman, Tyon, any of that. Logan Webb might get some ownership. He got pulled at 66 pitches last start, though.
Yeah, you can't play him anymore. He's just, no.
Yeah, and he's going to get some ownership. Like, I'm not taking that risk at all. Patrick Sandoval at 6.9. Bailey Ober would be the one if you did want to pivot off of Sandoval. If you wanted to go like a Robbie Ray, Bailey Ober in that same price range against Chicago. But I really like Patrick Sandoval for that price at 6.9K. So you can play Robbie Ray if you want. I like going the Lance Lynn or Carlos Carrasco route. Luis Garcia would be number 4 in my pitching rankings. And then Patrick Sandoval at 6.9K. So that's how I see pitching today.
Yeah, DC, let me roll with the course here, and I'm looking at it. So talk to me about Lance Lynn tonight, DC, and just run down the whole pitching slate, but Lance Lynn in particular.
Yeah, he's my favorite play on this slate. I'm doing the mass multi-entry thing, and title is, I'll say I have 70% Lance Lynn, and I unclick Carlos Carrasco. So there's really 3 pitchers for me. It's Lance Lynn going heavy there, Robbie Ray, and then Patrick Sandoval. So, I mean, just way too cheap for that matchup at home. But yeah, I'm seeing Lance Lynn maybe 15 to 25% owned, something like that. I think that's way too low. If you look at his starts against non-Cleveland teams, right, who are like pretty much the best contact team in the league, he's mowed these teams down for the most part. The White Sox still fighting for the playoffs. Lance Lynn, like his biggest problem is kind of a home run ball at times, but 50 degrees in Minnesota, we know kind of about the deadened ball. I mean, he's just not going to be worried about that. You can see it when he pitches. He can just attack this team with fastball after fastball. He's certainly not going to be, the cold, cool weather, not going to slow him down at all. And if you look at the game log, there's a couple games where he was pulled after, 89 and 91 pitches. But that was after he got through 7 clean innings. I think there's a chance they let him go 105, 110 pitches. As long as he's out there pitching well, they're going to let him go. And then, talking about a team playing out the string, this Minnesota Twins team has had, we've been joking all year. They've kind of let us down with the bats, but it has gotten really, really bad for them. I still think coming into the year, they were clearly the most talented team in the division, kind of struggled along all season. And it's been a full-on disaster collapse in these last 2 to 3 weeks. Target Field's going to be empty. This team's ready to go home. And Lance Lynn is peaking right now. He got the slow start to the season. He missed the first month or two, kind of ramped up early. Man, I think Big Dog's ready to go in this one. I'm not a huge Lance Lynn fan often, but I've been impressed with what I've seen recently. I do think he is peaking right now against a team that I don't think it's going to be a lot of fun trying to hit Lance Lynn's fastballs in on your hands all night in 50-degree weather in Minnesota. I don't think this Twins team is in for a good night. So I think Lance Lynn is gonna get the job done here. I really do.
Touch on Carrasco quick, because you said you didn't have any interest in just.
It's just more of a thing of just liking Lance Lynn so much more. I don't know. Carrasco, he's up and down. I do think he's an option. Going completely getting rid of him and going all in on Lance Lynn is just more of a testament of how strongly I believe in Lance Lynn. Carrasco, he would be, I think, 6 for me. I have Garcia in there as well. And then, of course, Sandoval, I think, is kind of the clear value play. People will realize that he'll be owned too, but just too good of a value to pass up, in my opinion.
All right. Any other pitchers you guys are on tonight or want to talk about tonight? Are we ready to move on? DC, anybody else?
Yeah, I'm mixing in a little bit of Herman Marquez pitching against the not the 49ers, the Giants in San Francisco. It's tough. It's tough after 3 days of football.
Hey, dude, we got 8 regular season days left, and then we don't even got to worry about the baseball Giants.
I've done that a few times, and it's not going to be the last time in these last few days of baseball. But Marquez, I mean, it's a price play. He's 5,700, pitching in a great place to pitch, obviously, in San Francisco. You're kind of just hoping for 15 there. I don't think he's going to dominate. I don't even think he's going to pitch that deep. But there are some teams where he just kind of needed the savings. But yeah, mostly just the big 3, Lynn, Ray, Sandoval. That's what I'm running with tonight.
All right. Title, let's go. Moving on to you. Rest of the pitching. Anybody else you're considering in the pool?
No, Robbie Ray, Lance Lynn, Carlos Carrasco, Luis Garcia. This is if you're playing 150. Then Patrick Sandoval. And like I said, because I like Sandoval so much, I don't love the idea of pairing Robbie Ray and Sandoval together, unless you're on a very low owned stack or a team that people aren't going to be on. We're going to get to bats, but I like one of the team with the higher implied totals. So I don't love pairing the 2 chalkiest guys. So Sandoval, that price tag I can't ignore. Great strikeout prop against Oakland. So I think there's other pivots. Lance Lynn's my favorite at 9.5. Sandoval, Lance Lynn, that's my core. That's my favorite 2 pitchers.
Stevie with a humble brag in the chat had a great night in baseball, but was afraid to post them just because everybody won so much in football. Just post it. Don't be a pussy, Boynton. Come on, man.
What were the prize pools in baseball yesterday? I didn't even know it was possible to have a great night.
I think there was $100 prize pool on FanDuel. I'm sure they had one there. Mike Carr, yes, it is a hair. I had to go read to kids today. I can't look like a complete schmuck, so I do comb my hair when I have to read to kids. And it's not because of me going to prison and having to do it. It's actually kind of fun. And then Michael Vasquez, what's up, buddy? So here's the deal. Like button would be great. Subscribe button would be great. Bottom right-hand corner. Usually we only do members never win once, but screw it. I did it at the open. You got enough people here. I'm going to do it again, guys. So just sit through it for a second if you already saw it. If you won last night, kick back. Make sure you throw it in the chat there. How much you won. If you were tailing Big T's core, maybe you threw a little kicker in the cap 10 and then things went well. So let's do that. And let's get to the members never win again, because Big T is not a member. He is the best DFS player in the world. And he took down 280K. And again, used to be $100,000 hit or more. He gets congrats for. Now it's 250. You win 280K every week. This freaking guy. It's amazing. ESPN 24 hours. These are all our members. Okay. And all I did probably look at the cores and look at the playbook. If you watch the show, great. But our members destroyed everybody else last night. Our coordinators too, but ESPN 24 hours, 7K, JCOM, $70 into 7K, Derek Baugh, B Walsh, $45. They get back $10,000. That's pretty good. B Concy, $90, $10,000 he won. Whole bunch of guys like Jeffy and Newens and MVY and Arm Rodgery and Hard Work and DFS Dom. They all had $10,000 nights. Jay Gingery, $245, 21K. Uncle T, he just threw like 345, I want to say off the top of my head, 27K. Rubio, 19K. More subscribers. TaylorMade, 20K. Guy Nation, Matt Guy, 20K. Gators Master, APAC, $13,000 each. Whew. It's a pretty good night last night. If any of you guys won or girls won, make sure you throw it in there. Kicker wasn't optimal at captain on FanDuel. Okay. It was on DK, and a lot of our guys won a lot of money.
I don't think Big T's core had him at captain. I mean, the reason, the pricing, FanDuel, you don't have to pay the 1.5x your salary. So
correct.
Pretty damn sure kicker was not a Big T score on FanDuel.
And I am not chasing tonight, Ryan Murphy. My ass will be sitting down, finally watching some baseball for the first time since I think last Wednesday night. So I get to concentrate. It's been an NFL grind, guys. That's it. We're in the NFL streets. We're going to keep doing it. We will keep doing the baseball for you. We got some of the best in the business in baseball. Playoffs. I will be playing a ton of playoffs. Probably lock back in during the playoffs. NBA title, we were saying 3 weeks away. We got a good NHL team with Matty Ice and EJ Hockey and the rest of those dudes. NHL 2 weeks away. And of course, just the football content. It's not just Showdown. It's everything. Core plays. It's just wonderful. Absolutely. All right, Bill. All right. Absolutely spectacular. Love it. Absolutely love it. Let's get to the position players now, though. And we are going to start. I guess we're going game by game, right? DC, just up front right now, how good a play are these Braves bats in Washington tonight?
Yeah, my top stack here. No surprise, often on the Braves, but this is one of the better hitting environments on this slate. It's still pretty warm in Washington, humid, decent hitters park. You get Paulo Espino on the hill, who the Braves have seen, and a terrible bullpen behind him. Braves still fighting for that division title, still got everything to play for. One of the best lineups in baseball anyway, and looks like a real strong one that they're rolling out there today. So yeah, see no reason not to love the Braves here. Just so much upside up and down this lineup. They don't always come through, but when they do, you usually know who's going to do the damage, and it's usually via the long ball, stolen bases, all the good stuff that leads to high fantasy scoring. So yeah, right off the top, I do have the Braves number one. Are they, I think, the only team with a team total over 5 today? Which, I think most of that is just kind of due to the Astros maybe are right there too. But obviously the weather has cooled off, some decent pitchers. I think the Braves number one, and you got to love the 9th inning at bats too if you're going for the full stack there. So, yep, Braves my number one. Usual suspects, that 1 through 6 looks the best to me in terms of stacking it up.
Okay, Titletown. Atlanta, Washington. It's been pretty good to us this season. Lane Thomas and Joey Meneses, but I'm thinking you're not going to be playing either one of them tonight. Would that be correct?
Yeah, I mean, Joey Meneses, this dude's a good baseball player. He seems to always be getting the job done at the end of the day. So I wouldn't fault anyone if they want to do it. Someone in chat said, Matthew Moore, would you play 1 or 2 on Washington if you're stacking Atlanta? No, they have no correlation really in baseball. So you don't need to do that. If you want to play Washington, you can. The 2 top teams on the slate, as I mentioned a little earlier, 2 teams that stood out, I think they'll be the chalkiest. The Braves and the Astros, the 2 teams with a total above 5. I lean the Astros today. Can't fault you playing for the Braves. Can't fault you for playing the Braves at all. This lineup's great, guaranteed 9th inning at bats, but I'm just prefer to pick on Zach Davies instead of Paulo Espino today. Not the strongest lean. I think they're both in good spots, but yeah, no problem with no problem with the Braves. I just prefer the Astros, and we'll get there.
Well, I'm coming right back at you with our next game 2 title, and that's going to be the Yankees at the Blue Jays. We know Vladdy's been taking care of business. Toronto playing some good baseball, and then there's Aaron Judge, and we're still waiting on the big one here. So I'll start with this. You got any Judge tonight?
I mean, you can always play Aaron Judge. He's not Jordan. The Astros are my favorite stack. We're going to get there. If you're playing the Braves, Acuna, so if you're stacking, you don't even need to be stacking. You can play Judge as a one-off always, but you do have to pay for him. I will never say no, but no, he is not in my lineups. Berrios, I think if you are going to the Yankees, I prefer the full stack because we've seen Berrios get beat up bad at times. This Yankees team, I don't think the ownership's going to be too crazy. The lineup has looked way better in the past week with Stanton in there, Rizzo, Donaldson. I mean, the lineup finally looks like the normal Yankees instead of like a month ago, 2 months ago, they just had bums in 5 through 9 hole. Kyle H, as Mango likes to say, was hitting in the 5 hole. You just don't see that now. So it's more friendly to stack the Yankees. However, I like the Astros. If you are playing the Yankees, you're going to have to pay for them. So you're definitely going to be playing Sandoval, which I don't mind. But yeah, I can't play everyone on this slate. Yankees, fine. You can always play Aaron Judge. I like the Astros, my favorite stack. The Yankees are expensive with the Braves, with the Astros. So That's how I see it. No, I like that side more than the Blue Jays for sure, though.
All right. What do you got on the Yankees and the Jays here, DC?
Yeah, I think I don't have a ton of Yankees, but we have seen Berrios just blow up at times. He's really, really kind of Jekyll and Hyde type pitcher where he's capable of big games, but then when things don't go well for him, it seems like he gives up like 7 or 8 runs in 4 innings, those types of starts. So yeah, stacking the Yankees from that perspective does make some sense. Aaron Judge. How many days has he been stuck? It's
been like 6, isn't it? It's been a while.
He's kind of running out of time. I don't know if the pressure could be getting like it for a while there. It felt like he was going to hit a home run every day. And I'm sure he's going to get one now, but now it sort of feels like, like the days are counting down in a hurry on the race to 62. So I will still have some exposure to Judge. He's not, a core play for me. Kind of just matching the field, at 15% on something like that. Obviously you can play Judge solo, but like I said, I do prefer kind of that full on Yankees stack if you're going that direction, and just hope that it's the bad version of Berrios that has shown up. It seems like every third start or something crazy this year. So yeah, Yankees make a lot of sense. Toronto is fine. Didn't make my top stacks, but obviously a dangerous offense. And I think you'll get them pretty low owned against Jameson Taillon.
Okay. Like button to be great. You know the routine. I mean, geez, we're here in like day 170 of the baseball season. 434 watt. We got a good crowd for baseball. I like this. So let's hit the like button. We're at 434. We're going to give you the plays anyway. So try and get us to 250. That would be really nice. About halfway there. That would be the very nice thing for you to do. Our next game. Can you make a case for some Orioles tonight, DC, as they visit the Boston Red Sox? What do we got here? A little Waka action. Do we want to target Waka?
I kind of like targeting Waka here. Yeah, this is one of the other, there's just not very many good hitting environments. This is a pretty good one in Fenway. Still warm enough for the ball to be flying. Obviously a really good hitter's park in general. And I just like this Orioles team recently, all the lefties up there against Michael Waka. Waka's actually been surprisingly good this year. I never really have bought into him, and I still frankly have my doubts. But I do think the Orioles have a chance to do some real damage here. They are, once you consider what I think will be somewhat low ownership, my second favorite stack behind the Braves. So yeah, hopefully a fast start for the Orioles and Braves offenses, especially like that top half of the Orioles lineup. But guys at the bottom, Odor, Hayes, Stowers, they're all super cheap and play. You can fill your second base hole with a cheap Odor. So I'll have exposure to him too. So yeah, really kind of a 1 through 9 thing for me with the Orioles. I do expect damage here, and you can look to the other side too. I do prefer the Orioles, but Kyle Bradish, talented pitcher, but has had his struggles at times too this year. So I do think this is, one of the higher totals on the slate for a reason. I think we could see scoring in Fenway for sure.
So both teams in play tonight. All right.
Yeah, I'm on the Orioles side more, but I think the Red Sox are fine too.
Dude, how many games do we have in the 50s tonight? Like there's a ton of them. Like Boston's the best. Boston's 67 degrees with some 5 to 8 mile an hour winds blowing out. That's crazy when Boston's the warmest game on the slate.
Yeah.
Until the late games. I mean, obviously in Anaheim, it's going to be really warm out there, and it's actually nice in San Diego too. But DC, we always talk about the weather. This is it. I mean, this is straight up fall baseball. This is what we've looked for. It's been really warm this season. Great. Last couple of weeks, cooling off, but I think we've hit it now, right? Like so many of these games are in the 50s.
Yeah. It's kind of like the games that, the teams that are playing for something, and you wouldn't want playoff baseball in like the 95-degree heat, right? Where every fly ball is sailing over the fence. So I do like this transition, but it's not as fun for DFS regular season, right? We want, I think everybody agrees. I want warm games. You find a couple pitchers who are in good spots, and then it's just more fun when there's more runs scored. But like you said, the weather has changed. It's fall, and yeah, we're seeing run scoring down a ton in September, as you'd expect.
All right, let's keep moving here. Again, if you won last night on Showdown using our stuff, hit us up in the chat. Just love to know who else won, because we had so many members. I'm just still trying to sift through it. It was I like to say it was a historic night, but it usually happens 2-3 times a year. where RPS just ships. Like you play it Coors, you're going to go nuts. So check it out. If you had a good night last night in Showdown, let us know. Mets and Marlins. We're not considering any Marlins, are we? So that would kind of move us on to targeting Pablo Lopez. That's something you want to do tonight, DC?
The Mets have had a lot of success against him. A lot of their hitters have hit Lopez well. Still, though, he is a good pitcher overall. So this isn't my favorite spot on the slate. I think the Mets are one of those teams I usually do kind of full stack with. I'm going to go in that direction just because you're going to have to string a bunch of hits together. Obviously, Alonso, Vogelbach could do it themselves. But, yeah, it's a really strong lineup for the Mets. I just don't love picking on Pablo Lopez. So I don't have a ton here myself. And, yeah, no, or not many at least, Marlins either.
Title, Mets, Marlins?
Pass.
Love it. Love it when you just say pass. Screw it. Let's not even break that garbage down. Cubs and Phillies. Do you want to pass on this one too, Title, or you got anything for me from the Philly side?
I do want to pass.
DC, could you give us a nugget or two about Philly and the Cubs so we don't just double pass?
Title making me do the heavy lifting over here. Okay.
I don't blame him, but
there's 12 games. You can't play everyone.
He's a sharp kid, DC. He just knows how to do it. He knows
and when Holden skips you on one game, that's kind of interesting. Then you don't even have to worry about that one. So,
what do you got, DC?
Now we got to make something up.
Cubs and Phillies make it up.
No. Yeah. Well, I think the left-handed power for the Phillies is where you can play Schwarber, Bryce Harper. Like we can't play Zach Wheeler or at least I don't think you can because the pitch count's not going to be there. But I mean, I definitely think he's going to pitch well while he's out there. So I'm not really interested in the Cubs bats either. So that's a long way of saying pass.
We got a nice 10 to 12 mile an hour crosswind going from left to right too. So that'll make it wonderful for the hitters tonight at Wrigley. Yeah. If it instead goes from this to this, then we could have some big night. But right now, it's just not looking that way. So we'll continue. I'm gonna go to Title until he wants to break a damn game down here. White Sox Twins. Come on, Title. I know you want to play the
three
Twins.
Strikes and you're out for Title.
Come on, Title. I know you want to play some Twins.
Maybe the next game that I'll have
pass.
some interest in.
This show's gonna end 30 minutes before lock, by the way, which is basically now. DC, White Sox, Twins. You could say pass too.
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows I'm in on Lance Lynn. If you missed the beginning of the show, he is my favorite pitcher on the slate, so I'm not going to play any Twins against him. And then just 50 degrees in Minnesota is not good for hitting conditions. Bailey Ober, there's one thing, if he has one weakness, it's that he gives up. Well, he has more than one weakness, but the biggest thing is he gives up a lot of fly balls. So he does give up a lot of home runs. So those would be the types of hitters you would target against him normally. But I don't really want to target home run hitters in Target Field tonight. That's just not going to be, sure, maybe one or two gets one, but that's just not a winning long-term proposition. So, yeah, maybe mix in, an Eloy, Gavin Sheets. Gavin Sheets is cheap enough. You can play him. But overall, very, very few hitters in this game for me.
I just got a message in the premium chat from our boy, Steve Boyton. Can you ask the boys about Kyle Muller tonight? I just asked you about Kyle Muller. Anybody want to discuss him?
Yeah, so he's getting called up, obviously, to make this start for the Braves. I think Strider is on the IL. Muller's been a lot of strikeouts at AAA, but also a lot of walks, a lot of runs given up. I get it. I mean, he's 7,400. He did pitch 104 pitches in his last outing, so he could conceivably go deep into this game. But I just haven't been that impressed from what I've seen with Kyle Muller in general. And I just, think there are better places to go. But yeah, Steve, I get it. I get the interest in him.
I mean, there's multiple members asking about him. Yeah, Title.
If there wasn't Patrick Sandoval mispriced on DK, like the thing is he's 7.4K. I like Sandoval more at 6.9K. I like Luis Garcia more at 8.1K. So he's just in that range for me. But yeah, I mean, if you want a double cheap pitcher, like he would be my favorite after Sandoval. So yeah, I don't hate it. There's just other options on the slate that I like a little more, but 4.5K props, some juice on the over. We're not scared of this Nats team. Yeah, I don't have anything really bad to say. There's just other options I like more.
Yeah, happy to take some questions in the chat too. Schwarber and Wrigley from Robert. We kind of We talked about that.
I mean,
right?
sure, but then you're not playing Yordong, Judge, Trout. I couldn't you like, yeah, sure. I have nothing wrong with that.
Matt Moore, very in-depth playbook. Appreciate it, Steve. Our playbook is pretty damn good, whether it be Steve, Uncle T, Hoop, whoever's doing it, crushing it all season long. Andrew Martinez, Webb and Pujols, Sandoval, and Goldie, guys, on FanDuel title. On FanDuel, and we're going to talk to FanDuel.
I answered in chat. I not the website, the Sandoval side.
What are there any FanDuel specific plays at pitcher and offensively title?
Well,
of course, DC, that's for you too.
Offense is much of the same. I mean, how I played the MLB DFS, a lot of people stacking. If we like a team, we're going to like them on both sides. However, on pitching, yeah, there is different. Like Patrick Sandoval on FanDuel is 8.9K, where he is 6.9K on DraftKings. So he's priced appropriately on FanDuel. And Logan Webb also 9.6K. He is on FanDuel, whereas on DraftKings, he's 7.2K. So that's the main stuff that stands out. Like Logan Webb's even a worse play on FanDuel than he is DraftKings, because you really do want that quality start. So yeah, I still think Patrick Sandoval is in play on FanDuel at 8.9K, which shows why I like him so much on DK at that price tag. But really the only difference is
DC, you seen anything on FanDuel that stands out?
No, I mean, just playing one team over there, and feel strongly enough about Lance Lynn that it wasn't really even a question of who I was going to play. But the biggest difference by far, Title already pointed it out, is Patrick Sandoval's pricing. It's going to be very, very popular on DraftKings because he's such a great value. Obviously, a much worse value on FanDuel, but Title, you said you still think you can play him, right? I mean, he could definitely have a big game. Yeah, I guess. But I'm with you there. He's absolutely in contention to finish number one overall, I think, on this slate in terms of scoring. Wouldn't be my number one pick, but absolutely in play, which shows you what a good value over at DraftKings he really is.
Cap City Code, any Marquez love outside of course? DC mentioned he's kind of in your pool, right? Marquez?
On DraftKings, you could play him on FanDuel, but it would more be a DraftKings play with Lance Lynn or Robbie Ray, where you're trying to spend up on some more expensive stacks. Yeah, I actually don't think I would do it on FanDuel. I just don't think he's going to be the SP1 very, very often at all.
All right, we got 6 games to go. Cardinals, Brewers, DC. We want to play some Cardinals against Hauser tonight.
Yeah, I think you certainly can. I mean, this is another spot where, roof closed in Milwaukee, but we start to see the dome games start to look better when everyone else is playing in the 50s. And we know Milwaukee is a good place to hit home runs in general. There's a lot of power on both these teams, and Hauser, Michaelis, they can give it up from time to time. Michaelis much worse on the road, and he also doesn't have Yadier Molina catching him here. So kind of a tough spot, honestly, I think for Michaelis. Brewers are interesting. I might need to get a few more Brewers into my team. I do kind of like them talking through it a little bit more. And Cardinals on the other side, power up and down the lineup. Was awesome to see Pujols get his 700th back in there today, trying to add to it. So I do like the Cardinals a little bit as well.
I think you mentioned like this game a little bit here. Title, am I right or am I wrong?
Yeah, you said you were going to go to me until I didn't say pass. And of course you go to DC, and
of course.
I'm not passing on this one. I mean, I do not think Adrian Hauser is very good. Cardinals, as DC mentioned, in Milwaukee, the roof is closed. That is a bump for this time of year with you see games in the 50s everywhere else. So Cardinals guaranteed ninth in at bat. Do not think Hauser is very good. Man, he gets killed by lefties. Brendan Donovan up top. You can play him second base, third base. Lars Nootbaar, I think, is a very good play. You got Corey Dickerson in the outfield for cheap as well. If you want to fill out catcher cheat, you got Nizer down there, 2.2K. Tommy Edman. If you want to play a guy that's going to be 1% owned, if that, Tommy Edman, 5.2K at second base and shortstop eligible. Don't think you need to do it on this slate, but 1%, you overspend in baseball, he hits a home run, he already pays off the tag at that price tag. So 1 through 9, I think these Cardinals are in play. They're one of my favorite stacks on this slate. I just do not think Hauser's good. Good hitting environments on a slate like this. And as far as the Brewers, I like the Brewers bottom of the order more, the 5 through 9, because I do like the Astros a lot. I like more expensive stacks, and you can get away with the Brewers for cheap. Colton Wong, 3.8 at second base. Keston Hiura, first base, 2.4K. Big T's boy, Jace Peterson at third base, 2.5. Omar Narvaez at the catcher, 2.6. Garrett Mitchell, I like as well, 2.1K. So this is one of my favorite games on the slate. I like the Cardinals side more, but the Brewers offer very good salary relief at the bottom of the order that I think you could go to.
Okay, guys, like button would be great. We'd appreciate that. Where are we sitting at right now? About 400 watching, about 150. Let's get another 100. P. Goldie crushes in Milwaukee.
And that also is true.
Yeah, Goldie crushes in Milwaukee. You know what, Simon? If we got time, I'm going to do members never win again, just because last night was so big. So make sure you got that on hand, okay? Last night was just so epic. I feel like we just need to keep throwing it out. Where the hell is Tony, too? What is Tony doing?
He
What
was
else
in the
does he
chat.
have to do?
I expected him on this show as well.
I did too.
Hold on. You can't ask for more likes and then threaten them with the third members never win. You're not going to get the likes that way.
All right, how about this? We don't get to 250 likes in the next 10 minutes. You're getting a third member.
Yes, there we go.
Thank you, DC. Thanks for sparking my creative.
Please hit the like button. I don't want to listen to the members never win.
Yeah, too fucking bad. I dare you. I dare you not to hit it again. 250 or you're getting it again, jabronis. Okay, let's keep going. Everybody's in a good mood today. It's nice. Title, I'll go to you first with the Astros then. Just take it. Astros hosting Arizona.
I mean, so the roof's open in Houston as well. One of the best hitting.
New turf too. Supposedly beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they should. The Meadowlands should figure that out as well. Sterling Shepard, that really sucks. But yeah, deviating from that, I mean, Zach Davies. I mean, this dude I have liked to pick on at the end of the day. The Astros team, Davies gets killed against lefties. You get Yordong, you get Kyle Tucker, which is why I mean, those two are my favorite bats on this slate. And then you can fill them out 1 through 9. I mean, if you want, even Martin Maldonado all the way down there to fill out catcher for cheap. Chas McCormick is min price in the outfield. Trey Mancini, you can play him at first base. I do prefer Mancini to Gurriel, but if you want to save the 1,000, go to Gurriel. Fine. Altuve, Pena. It's more of a stack against Davies. Good hitting weather. I think the Astros get the job done today. They're my favorite stack on the slate.
They're going to be popular, DC, and what do you think about them?
Yeah, I think they'll be popular. I think they should be. With title, basically everything you said. Zach Davies, one of the worst pitchers going, one of the better hitting environments in Houston tonight compared to the rest of the league. And they got their best lineup out there to do some damage against Zach Davies, who really does struggle. I'm with title 2. Yeah, Alvarez, Tucker are my favorites. Then kind of followed by the rest of the guys at the top of the lineup. But it is a team where I think you can really truly go 1 through 9 if you want to.
You dudes are totally getting another members never win. You're not even close.
Oh, come on, people.
Hey, listen.
Maybe they want it. Hey, we'll give them the choice.
I mean, Tony's out there on Twitter swinging his dick. I'm not a hillbilly, blah, blah, blah. I won 280K. And here you are complaining about a third members never win. Are you kidding me? Don't they realize they don't win if they're not subscribed? Come on, DC.
My bad. You're right. I apologize.
Thank you. Angels got a high implied total tonight, DC. 4.8 as they host the Oakland A's on a nice warm night. They're going up against our buddy James Caprillion, who we want to pick out from the Angels here. Oh, before we get into this, some asshole posted Mike Trout just bolting past 2 little kids for autographs. There's also adults that were there too, that they listen. If the guy's in a rush, he's not going to sign every autograph. Okay. And the guys from Barstool, go fuck yourself. I don't remember what his name was, but I'm just telling him right now, that's what you can do to yourself for ripping on Mike Trout, for moving on. People have lives. If they don't have 10 seconds to sign for a kid, they got to go somewhere, Get over it.
It's just ridiculous to film it and post it on Twitter and
call
them out. Yes, if this was maybe never. No one's accusing him of never signing autographs or never.
Everywhere
the dude walks, all the time. That's the thing. He's like the most affable player out there. If you go to a game, you will see Mike Trout out there all the time before a game.
Maybe he's late to some place. He's got to be
trying to get that punani, man. It's on the clock.
I mean, he don't need to be trying. I'll tell you that.
He probably did, but he has to rush. Maybe 2 of the 3 girls were going to leave. Anyways, DC, Angels, want to play any?
Yeah, a little Trout revenge home run, maybe.
Yeah,
a little angry from the assholes on Twitter. I could see that coming. So I love Trout, Ohtani right in the middle there. I like the Angels in general, but I mean, those are Trout and Ohtani are really the 2 guys that you want. I mean, this is the one spot where it is warm, wind is blowing out. It's a really good home run park, especially to center field in general. So you see Trout and Ohtani over the years, they crush it when they're in Angel Stadium, especially against a pitcher that they know well in Caprillion, and a pitcher who gives up a lot of fly balls and home runs himself. I mean, it all just kind of points toward really good shots at home runs for guys like Trout and Ohtani. I would throw Rengifo, Ward, Matt Tice is a decent catcher, and then Joe Adell, 2,500, a guy who can do some damage. Really a team that it's obviously the two guys that you want the most. And I wouldn't, compare it to like Alvarez and Tucker. The rest of the Astros lineup is better than the rest of the Angels. But yeah, I'll have a ton of Trout and Ohtani and then kind of fill it in from there with the Angels team.
Can I interest you in some Mike Trout or some Ohtani tonight, Titletown?
I mean, always in this matchup, you can definitely interest me even a little more. Like you said, 84 degrees in LA. You look, we 50 degrees, 52, 55. Like this one just jumps out of the page at you. So totally makes sense. Caprillion hasn't been good. We did just get the lineup as well. I like going, if I'm playing the Angels, I like doing the wraparound stack. You get the Livian Soto, 2.2K. You fill a shortstop for cheap. Then you go Rengifo. You play him at second base. Trout, Ohtani. You can play Ward right there too. Fill out your three outfielders. I think that's my favorite route to go, starting in the 9 hole, just because it's so cheap. You'd like at least one pay up pitcher. That'd be my favorite route. But yeah, I mean, Angels, warm weather. Caprillion hasn't been great. Good implied total. I think a lot adds up for them.
Okay. Steve, you're in the chat, in the premium chat and on the YouTube chat. Why don't you just hop on the show? Just come on the show for a minute. How about this? If you're not on the show in 3 minutes, I'm doing another members never win. Okay. So don't blame it on the viewers, Steve. Blame it on yourself. If you don't show up on the show, I'm going to have to read it takes forever too, because so many people won because of our content last night. P. Diddy. Hey, DC, thoughts on Pinder the lefty smasher against Chalk Sandoval?
I'm not playing any A's, but he would be near the top of my list if I was.
Oh, okay.
Best I can do.
So I'm hearing guys are saying Cal Raleigh night tonight. Seattle's going to go bonkers. Everything's going to go their way this evening. So I just want to know from you, DC, what about the Mariners this evening? Is that going to be a low-owned stack? And is there anybody there that you want to get to? You're talking about a wraparound stack. Holy moly. You got 4 free bats at the bottom of the order with Haniger, Suarez, France, and Raleigh actually costing a little bit of money.
Yeah, the Rangers' 2 scheduled pitchers are Jesus Dinoco and Tyson Miller.
Yeah,
who I don't think I have heard of either of these fellows before this very day. So that does seem like a pretty good team to go up against. Obviously, it's not the best place to hit, but again, the domes are more appealing now than they are in July when it's 98 degrees in Philadelphia every day. So I do think you could go to this team. They get Eugenio Suarez back. Cal Raleigh, yeah, he's been absolutely smashing right-handed pitchers all year long. You can certainly go to him. I think he's one of the better catcher plays. So this does look like pretty good team to go to. And then, even on the Ranger side, I like Robbie Ray, but if you're not on him, you could certainly pick out a right-handed power batter too. Semien, Adolis Garcia, Josh Jung, I think are all decent plays if you're not playing Robbie Ray.
Titletown, talk to me here. Can I interest you in a little love for the Mariners tonight?
Yeah, I don't mind it. Like if you're only playing 1, 3, 5 teams, personally, I wouldn't get there. I like the Cardinals more, who are in similar spots as well. But they are cheap. Jared Kelenic is finally touching the baseball, which is very nice to see. Julio Rodriguez is in the lineup though, which so that like when I see the Mariners, I want their best player usually in the lineup or any team that I'm really targeting as much. So they get a bump down because of that. I like St. Louis. Astros are anchoring my team. I think Milwaukee bottom of the order I like them a little more. I like the Angels more. So if you're playing 150, I would definitely have some Mariners in my lineup, but I also just don't love the park as well. And then we see Big Steve here. So what's going on, Steve?
He made it. Steve, you helped our members not have to listen to that they never win again. Congrats, buddy. You're the hero of the show.
No, I mean, I was saving myself because I didn't want to hear it again either. So. I didn't even realize I was posting in both chats either. So, yeah, a little disjointed today.
Hey,
good show, though.
Just like this show, it's disjointed. It's fine. Everything's good. People are getting the information they need. We got 2 more games to get to, but can you just give me, you did the playbook today. What's your top stack and who are your top 2 pitchers? Take your time, and then we'll get to these last 2 games.
Yeah, top stack for me is Houston for a lot of the reasons that these guys said. Love that the roof is open. Actually, kind of like the Diamondbacks as a secondary stack too. You kind of a full game thing there. We've got Mark Wegner is the umpire, extreme hitter ump 2, 87 degrees with the roof open. The D-backs have a couple lefties at the top of the order, 3 in a row that are all cheap. But yeah, so big on Houston here, like Arizona. As far as pitching, not as dialed in on the top 2 that I usually am. I'm with DC on Lynn. I like Carrasco a bit, which is saying something because I never play him. Yeah, and I'm playing a bunch of Sandoval just like everyone else is. I like the Marquez call from DC. I'm mixing him in. I am playing a little bit of Snell in my 20 lineups. You know, we saw basically this exact same scenario last time out with Ray and Snell. I can't remember what night that was, but Ray was 65% owned, Snell was 8. And, you know, both guys have that 40-point upside. So, yeah, it is the Dodgers, but he's going to come in super low owned here. So playing more Snell than I did last time when he just shoved it on the entire lobby. But yeah, I'm more spread out than I usually am at pitcher today.
Okay, thanks. And will you stay around for these last 2 games? That we need to break down? All right, time now for Members Never Win. I'm just messing with you, DC. We're all good. Steve showed up. We don't have to do that. Title. We got members won a shit ton of money last night. That's all I can say. If you're not part of RPS, you're missing out. Run Pure Sports. It's too expensive. Well, my sense is if you put enough work into it with our guys, you're not guaranteed to win, but you're probably going to pay for the membership and more. Anyways, Doyers at the Padres, not a great ballpark. It is in the 70s at least. Title. Please don't tell me just pass on the Dodgers and the Padres. Can you find something here?
I won't say that word. I usually don't like picking on Tyler Anderson. I don't like picking on Blake Snell.
Okay, pass. That's fine. DC.
I'm not gonna say something that I don't believe in. So
I don't blame you. I thought you could maybe give me like a lowdown on one pitcher, but that was fine. You kind of did that. You're like, I don't like targeting him. DC, Dodgers, Padres.
Not a ton here. I think I say this with Snell all the time. Awesome pitcher is prone to melting down occasionally. So if I was going to go to the Dodgers, it would be kind of with the full-on stack, and you're just hoping Snell loses his release point, starts walking dudes. At that point, you could get a really, really low-owned stack that does damage. But I really can't make a strong case for the Dodgers outside of that, small chance that Snell just doesn't have it tonight.
Steve, this West Coast game, Dodgers, Padres, any interest here?
Yeah, not bats here for me. I am playing some different spots, but this one just didn't make the cut. I mean, the weather is good. It's a great point on the Angels game. I'm playing some Angels. I just like that spot better than facing Anderson or Snell tonight.
Okay. One more game to get to, and then we're just about done. So, Steve, I'm going to come to you here on this last one. Colorado at the Giants. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
God.
Yeah.
Gabe Kapler.
Why don't you like him?
I had 40% Cobb in his last start. He's just rolling along. He's going to throw a complete game shutout.
Logan Webb or Cobb?
Yeah.
Both.
Yeah. What'd I say? Yeah. Logan Webb dominating, and that asshole is just struts out to the mound after 65 pitches and one base runner. I think I've got to X out pitchers from the Giants for the rest of the season. I just can't stand that asshole.
Dunsky.
And I'm playing some Marquez with DC. So no bats here in San Francisco. Just another one of those games where it's 52 degrees that I don't have that much interest in.
DC, nice cold game out on the West Coast. Thoughts?
Yeah, I don't really want to go to this game much myself. Listen, if Webb was, if they were going to let him go, I would pitch him. But they're obviously not going to do that. And then, Marquez, I think, is okay on the other side, but not really a game that you want to target a lot of bats in my opinion.
All right. Title, did you even talk about this? Because I was just reading something from B Nair and I'm trying to understand what it is. So
I didn't, but
I'll pass on this game for title.
I'll give you a
here
mini
it is.
stack. So I don't
Brittany
keep saying
Renner.
pass.
I was not aware who Brittany Renner was until you sent me this, B Nair. Yes, she's an attractive woman. What do you want me to say about this? You guys know who Brittany Renner is, guys?
I do not.
Me neither.
No.
I think you should look her up, though, is all I'm saying. And if, hey, Steve, did you see the Robbie Ray National Anthem Showdown there?
No, I heard you talk about it and had to
I didn't
Google
see
it.
it. All right, it's in a live chat. It's just such a wonderful moment in base. I just love looking at the umpire just getting so fed up, just tossing both dudes out, and the damn game didn't even stop. TJ's Washington's baby mama. Yeah, why would you ask me that, B Nair?
I just keep seeing Brittany Griner, so I'm obviously spelling her name
yeah,
wrong.
Renner, Brittany
REN. I was saying Grenner. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm looking. I do prefer Brittany Renner over Brittany Griner.
Oh, so he brought Brittany Griner, not a chance.
Hot take.
Well, I mean,
PJ
if you threaten me with imprisonment in Russia, I would do it.
PJ Washington's ex. Learn something new every day.
B Nair said he trapped her and they were at the Giants game together.
Tractor?
He trapped her.
Tractor.
Like
Yes.
B Nair did, or
No, like I guess getting trapped now is just getting knocked up and forcing the man to give you money. And apparently DFS Dom says she preys on young men to get her pregnant. I'm a little too old, but I know Title, you're young enough. You should just get her pregnant.
I'll pass on that as well.
Gosh, did you see this girl?
Yeah, what? I don't care who it is. What?
Yeah.
She's gorgeous. Just one shot, get out. You don't need to
Maybe
call.
Those 2 minutes are not worth everything else that's going on with that.
Yeah, it's probably it still might be worth it though. Anyways, we got to get some plays of the day is what we need to get to. Before we do that though, Mr. Boynton, did I ask you about FanDuel yet? Because I did want to get some specific plays. It might have been the first thing I asked you, or I didn't at all.
you did not, and
Okay.
I'm not playing any FanDuel tonight, so I do not have any opinions.
What happened? The prize pools are too low for you?
Had a busy work day,
Oh.
logged in late, and was only able to get everything down on DraftKings.
That is quite unfortunate.
Yep.
Okay, I'm not on edibles, Spencer. This is what happens when you eat too many over the years and you don't remember who you were talking to 3 minutes beforehand. All right, let's get to the mom's basement play of the day. Who would that be? Draft cheat, Pete.
I got to give two today. Fat Lance Lynn going to come through for the people. So he's number one, but I got to give a hitter as well. Michael Harris, man. Michael Harris, superstar, rookie for the Braves. Going to keep on riding the Michael Harris train. Braves, my favorite stack. He's my favorite player in it. So,
Do you have any Ozuna tonight?
Probably have a little bit of Ozuna, unfortunately.
It's uncomfortable, isn't it?
Yeah, not much though.
Yeah, I got some Ozuna. I'm not happy about it, but whatever. It fits.
He's been good since coming back.
All right. If you got any questions, we still got about 3 minutes left in the show, so we'll have time to take one or two of them. Title SO play of the day.
It's got to be an Astro, Yordong, or Kyle Tucker's just that you can't be doing that. So I'll give a lower owned one, bottom of the order. Give me Trey Mancini as the SO play of the day.
Trey Mancini SO play. Is he gonna be chalk?
No.
Good. Boynton, your turn. Who are you playing today? And then I got a question about a couple of games earlier tonight for you.
Yeah, so I'm rarely on the free shows, so I'll go with my guy who Title said that we can't choose, but I'm choosing him anyway. Kyle Tucker hits his 30th bomb of the year tonight and gets us a stolen base.
All right, you can either give out your core or I can do members never win one more time. What do you want to do, Steve? Because the people that have been with us the whole time, this whole season, you deserve a little bit of love. Even if you're a freeloader, even if you're not a subscriber, we do appreciate you tuning into these shows. There's no question about it. And we're glad that we help your process out. Steve, you want to give your core or do you want to give members never win?
Well, I came on the show to make sure that members never win didn't get a third run. So I guess I got to give my core.
Yeah. Nice and slow.
My main team core is Robbie Ray and Lance Lynn with 5 Astros and 3 Diamondbacks, going with the full game stack.
Ooh.
Like in the 1, 2, 3 outfield mini stack for the D-backs there.
Diamondbacks?
I never thought the day you'd be picking on your boy Lunch Lady.
The Lunch Lady? Yeah.
Never, right? When you said you had interest in the Diamondbacks, I was making sure that's the same Steve that I've known.
That makes me kind of wonder if I don't have enough Diamondbacks to see.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
No, I mean, not often do you get a slate where 9 of the 12 games are in 50-degree weather, and they don't open the roof that often there. A fly ball pitcher, it sucks to go against my boy, but gonna have to here.
I get it.
And Lunch Lady, for those of you that don't know, is Luis Garcia. Is that because he wears the hair net, or what?
Yes, he wears a hairnet, so he looks like a lunch lady out there. Pretty easy.
He does. It's a very valuable job. Well, thanks to everybody for tuning in. We really appreciate it. We'll be back with another show tomorrow. I think it's a free show too. 4:45 will be the start of that one. Steve, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Really appreciate it, man. For stopping by. DC, always good to see you. Title, wonderful to see you too. No question. So let us know here. Members never win. Like I said, it was just such a monster night last night. For all our members that played Showdown, Tony, congratulations on your 280K. And that's it. He's just so good. I had to up it to 200. If he doesn't win $250,000, he doesn't get a congratulations anymore. So screw it. And that'll do it. So for Steve Boynton and Draft Cheat, Pete, and Title as well. My name is Holden. Thanks so much. If you haven't checked out the site, check it out. runpuresports.com. We got runpurebets.com as well on the bet side. It's great. Thumbs up on the way out. Simon, get us out of here.